Alright guys, get out a sheet of paper and something to write with. Everyone's got something. Put our phone going. Alright guys, so you guys are going to be graduating high school, like, any day now.
Thank God.
Are we excited?
Yes.
So, with that comes applying for a job, right? Because you're going to need to do something after high school, right?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Does crying count?
No, it's gonna be great. You guys are gonna get jobs and become young, independent, young men and women. Yes.
What if you can't get jobs?
You will get a job. I have 100% faith in that, and this lesson is going to help you with that, my kind friend. Okay, so you applied for a job. Now what? Who in here has ever applied for a job? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Applying for jobs isn't super difficult, but it can be nerve-wracking, especially with what to do afterwards. So, you applied for a job. Now what? You need a resume that stands out, an interview that makes a lasting impression. What does lasting impression mean? A lasting impression is when, for example, have you ever met somebody and you're like, wow, that person was really cool? That's a lasting impression, okay? And following up in a timely manner. Following up just means calling back and saying, hey, just checking in, making sure that, everything is good with my interview and I'd like to hear if I got the job or not. That's basically what following up means. And a resume is a list of your education, the jobs you've had, your accomplishments, so on and so forth. So these are key strategies that will land you the job for which you applied. Because we've all applied for a job, a lot of adults have anyways, that you really wanted. So you have to really go for it and put your best foot forward, okay? So if you want to write down resume, interview, and following up. And what happened here? So you need a resume, an interview, and following up. Awesome. Right, resume. Oh, keep on touching this thing. Resume, interview, and following. Okay, can I move on? Not yet. Majority of you have everything written. And we can also go back if needed. Okay, I'm going to move on. So you need a resume. That's usually what you give somebody when you're applying for a job, also with your application. So there's 2 different kinds of resumes here. There's this one, and there's this one. Which one do you think somebody's going to want to read? The one on the left or the one on the right? The left. Why?
It's more neater.
It's neat, right? You can clearly see the experience, the volunteer work, the awards, the activities. This one is kind of all over the place. And there's this picture of the girl, and is that really a professional looking photo that you would want to give to an employer? No, not necessarily. And it looks like it was handwritten. It's on lined paper. She drew little things, but it's cute. Oh, what's going on here? There it goes again. It's cute, but it's not something that I would give to an employer, okay? So resumes that stand out are neat and are clear and easy to read. It has the person's name, their email, the objective to obtain a position in the automotive service industry. That's clear. Clear what they're wanting to do with a resume, okay? Okay, so this is how to build a great resume. Always put your contact information. I want you to write that down. Just always put your contact information. You don't need to write the bullet points. So your full name, phone number, current mailing address, and email address. Miss Karen, could you shut the door, please? Sure. Thank you. Always list what qualities you have that would make you a top candidate. So you could just write the word qualities down. So if you are prompt, meaning that you arrive on time when you have to be somewhere, you're a team player, you help when it is needed, you are polite and use manners, yes please and thank you sir go a long way. So contact information, qualities, positive qualities, and your education and job experience that pertains to the job you want. So I used to work in the restaurant industry when I lived up in the Bay Area. But when I applied for a job to become a teacher, do you think that it was really necessary that I put that I worked at a pizza restaurant? No. It has nothing to do with education. So I didn't list that job. However, I did list that I worked at Yahoo because it showed that I could work in a fast-paced environment. So you want to list education or job experience that relates to that job. I don't think making pizzas helps me be a better teacher. But they were yummy pizzas. It was Chicago deep dish pizza, which is pretty darn good. So write contact information, qualities, and education and job experience. So after next week, what are you going to have on your resume for education? A high school diploma. There you go. Very good. List the year you graduated or intend to graduate high school. Some people have applied for jobs while they're in high school so that they'll put like a tentative graduation date. And list the jobs that you have had that may put you higher on the hiring list. And always have someone you trust look at your resume before submitting it. So my aunt works in talent acquisition at Apple, which is a big fancy word for recruiting. She finds top candidates for jobs at Apple. So whenever I apply for a job, I always have her look over my resume. She knows. She knows what to look for. She looks at resumes all day long. Okay. Writing. Okay. Can we move on? Yes? Awesome. Your interview is your audition. We're going to watch this short clip. What is going on here? 1 second, guys. This is a bad example.
Hi, I'm the manager. My name is Paige. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Oh, it's nice to meet you too. My name's Kristen. Which job are you applying for today? I'm applying for the cashier position. Can you tell me about yourself?
I'm responsible. I'm friendly, hardworking.
What are your job skills?
I can count money. I can use a cash register. I can kind of speak Spanish.
What is your past job experience?
I was a babysitter and an office cleaner.
What job responsibilities did you have at your last job?
I swept the floor, took out the trash, and dusted. Yeah.
Why did you leave your last job?
I left my last job because I needed more hours.
What type of work schedule are you looking for?
This is not good.
Part-time or full-time?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a text from my friend, so I'm looking for full-time work.
Mornings or nights?
I'm looking for nights.
When can you start working?
I can start working, I guess next Monday.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I have one question. What is the pay?
I'm happy to answer that. $10.50 per hour. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. We will call you soon.
Okay, thank you for your time. See you soon.
Okay, don't high five in an interview.
Really?
Don't high five. So that's a bad example. Okay.
Like what if you-
What's something that she did wrong?
She was on her phone.
She was on her phone the entire time. Okay. That's not good. Okay. What else did she do wrong?
Chewing gum.
She was chewing gum, and not only chewing gum, but like smacking. She was smacking her gum. What's something else that she did wrong?
Looking lazy, sitting down.
Yeah, like she was kind of just like chilling, sitting back, wasn't sitting up straight. Not good interview strategies on that one. And it kind of didn't seem to me that she knew what she was talking about. She said the word a lot. Okay, when you go into an interview, you've got to be prepared. You've got to be prepared.
What if you're just nervous?
If you're nervous, that's fine. That's fine. I always have a technique. When I get nervous in an interview, I think of my favorite color, which is green. I think about green in my head. Just repeat the word green, green, green. If I have like moments of nervousness, or if I'm sitting like on a Zoom interview over a computer, obviously my hands are down below. You can't really see anything from my shoulders down. And I'll just start to like twiddle my thumbs. And it kind of is a good way to get out that nervous energy you have. All right. Setting the stage for your future employment. Pre-interview tips. Eat a healthy meal beforehand. So I want you to write pre-interview, okay? Healthy meal. So we are not going to be eating 2 cheeseburgers, okay? Have like a piece of fruit. At least have something in your stomach. That's not going to make your stomach upset.
Eat chips.
Eat chips? Okay, chips, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad.
Big yellow chocolate.
We're not eating cheeseburgers and chocolate milkshakes before an interview.
What about
Because
strawberry milkshake?
that could be, no, I don't think milkshakes in general would be a very good thing before an interview. Because you don't know if it'll upset your stomach. You don't know if you're going to have to use the restroom. You should have 8 ounces of water and like a piece of fruit or dry toast, something that you know will like get you through. No, well not yet. So pre-interview tips, healthy meal. Know where you are going ahead of time. If you know that you have an interview somewhere the next day, I suggest driving by it the day before. Just so you know where you're going. Because sometimes In like bigger cities, you have to park in a parking garage. You've got to walk across the street. You've got to go into a big building, find an office. Okay, that can take time. So know where you're going. Because if you get lost, what does that mean? You're gonna be late. You're gonna be late. Good job. So know where you're going. Be aware of the parking situation. Like I just said, you could be searching for parking in a parking garage or on a street. And that wastes what?
Yes.
Gas and
Time.
time. And it makes you more nervous. You don't want to be nervous before going into an interview. Know the names of who will be interviewing you. So when I interviewed to become a teacher, there were 9 people on my interview panel. 9 people. And luckily it was on Zoom, so they had their names. But I was able to acknowledge them at the end of the interview. Like, for example, Mr. Stockton, who was our director of technology. He was a Stockton.
Oh,
Mr. Stockton. He was on my interview panel, and I was able to say at the end of it, thank you for your time, Mr. Stockton. Show up early. This is what my grandpa's ingrained in me. He was in the military, very punctual man. 10 minutes is early. 5 minutes early is on time, and on time is late. Okay? Show up early, because they might be ahead of schedule, and you being there early can show that you anticipated that.
What if you can make them laugh?
Laughter is good, just depends on the humor. Depends on the humor. I would not tell jokes until way later. Because you also never know if somebody's gonna find something funny as you go. People have different senses of humor. My sense of humor is gonna be different than my colleagues. Your sense of humor might be different than your peers. Everybody has different senses of humor. Alright, can we move on? Okay, pick the right outfit for the job. Which one is good? Left or right?
Right's
Right.
kind of good.
Right's good. Left's not good. This guy looks like he just woke up. Same with
Looks
this
like Ryan
girl.
Reynolds on crack.
This girl looks like she just, slept over at a friend's house and had to borrow some sweatpants and a tie-dye t-shirt.
Looks like Mariah Carey.
That is not Mariah Carey. These people look fresh, polished, ready to go. They mean business.
One on the right looks like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
The one on the right.
Maybe.
Okay,
I don't-
that was it. That's
I didn't choose anybody super specific for these. But their clothes are clean, not wrinkled. They look like they could be ready to greet anybody at any time. And don't wear a sweatshirt to a job interview. Just putting that out there.
What are the right?
Find a clean, nice shirt, and if it's cold, wear a jacket, like a nice jacket. And there are plenty of secondhand stores and Walmart or TJ Maxx. JCPenney, they sell nice jackets that aren't super expensive. And what's nice about when you buy a nice jacket, you can reuse it over and over and over and over again. So just to tie things up, come prepared. Bring only what you need. It's like, don't come in there with a huge backpack and your dog and your groceries that you bought on your way to the interview. Come with just what you need. Make eye contact when spoken to. It's really uncomfortable when you're talking to somebody and they're just looking down. Yeah, So I can count money. It just is not a very comfortable scenario. Okay, so make eye contact. Use manners. Yes, please. No, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, manners matter. Don't speak over someone. If you find that someone's speaking, don't speak over them. Okay? Listen, take a second, and then respond. Conclude the interview well. I usually stand up if it's an in-person interview, and I say, thank you for your time. I shake whoever's hand is there, and I say, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Or if it's Friday, I say, have a wonderful weekend. Okay? Conclude the interview well. So the follow-up. Following up is just as important as the interview. Okay, and how you follow up. So I want you guys to write follow up on your papers. Call or email between 5 or 7 business days after your initial interview if you have not heard back. So I would write call or email between 5 or 7 business days. Because sometimes people get busy and they forget. They forget to call you back. So with you following up, it shows that you are interested, you're available. If you did not get the job, thank them for the opportunity. Write that down up until the exclamation point. You may have another opportunity with them that you'll want to pursue. Be proud of yourself for taking on the challenge. I have had really good luck with applying for jobs. I have gotten probably 99% of the jobs that I've applied for. But not everybody is that lucky. If you got the job, way to go. Pat yourself on the back. Start thinking about your new schedule. Call a family member or friend and share the great news. The first people I always call when I get a new job are my mom and my dad. Yes.
What if you have muted?
Call somebody who you would want to share the news with. When my grandma was alive, I would call my grandma. One time my dad wrote a sign on my bedroom door, like wishing me luck for a job interview, and he spelled like 2 words wrong. Actually, it was my first job here at Pioneer Valley High School. But it gave me a little bit of comedic relief before the interview. It made me less nervous. So for this paragraph, I would write, share the great news. Because you should be proud of yourself. Now the fun begins. All right. We're gonna move on. Okay, I want everybody to get out their devices. We're gonna play a quick Kahoot to kind of culminate what you learned today. Okay, game pin is 2733919. Let's be quick with this, guys. guys 60 seconds to get logged in. It's okay. Alright guys, give you about 20 more seconds.
Who's the Penguin Albert Einstein?
I don't know. Alright guys, we're gonna get started.
Carlos, respectfully. I had bad internet.
That's okay. If you want to observe, you can. I know the internet is not great.
Reserve.
Oh, we got everybody. Sweet. Alright. Resume and interview introduction. True or false? Your resume should be handwritten. True or false?
True.
False. Your resume should be typed. Should you put your current mailing address on your resume? True or false? True. You should put your current mailing address because that's how they're going to get a hold of you sometimes. And that's where they can send your paycheck, which is great.
Wow, I love this.
Your qualifications, experience, and education aren't important to include. True or false? Your qualifications, experience, and education are important. Your interview is at 2 p.m. What time should you arrive? 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock, or 2:05? Of all those times listed, what time should you arrive? You should show up at 1:45. 1:45. Definitely not 2:05. That's way late. You have an interview at Macy's. What kind of shirt should you wear? A tank top you got from Poncho Surf Shop in Pismo. Your favorite Katy Perry shirt. A nice button-up long sleeve. Or your Rigetti basketball sweatshirt from your junior year of high school.
All of the above.
You should wear a nice button-up long sleeve with the collar. Definitely not your favorite Katy Perry shirt.
Damn.
I know. What a bummer. Your interview has ended. How should you not end the interview? A firm handshake, stating that you look forward to hearing from the panel, thanking the interview panel for their time, or a high five and yelling, "Later, dude."
I like all of them. All of them are very good.
All right. Don't high five and yell "Later, dude." That's not a great way to end an interview.
What if you're a person?
Leo got third.
Oh, who took first
Angel
place?
got second. And who got first?
I didn't get first this time.
Good. Hey.
Oscar.
How the hell?
All right, good job, guys.
I got 6.
Of course you did. 'Cause